Hello, 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 hello. You all come in. Let's get the 5 minutes of fame going, right? We have a very interesting live stream tonight on Uncle G, right? Uncle G, also known as Hustlers Kung Fu. He shared this very interesting live stream today on Bitcoin, Elon Musk investment and his thoughts on Bitcoin. So you all come in the credit and cash flow room. I'm also known in the finance world as the queen of credit because of the results that I help people get with their personal credit as well, right? Shifting their personal credit from bad to good and from good to great. So you all come in, we have some music for you as we do our 5 minutes of fame. And I have a special guest in. So come in the credit and cash flow
Yeah, I wish
room.
I could roll back time to that old Silk
Hit the
Road. I
thumbs up
wanna
and say hello.
hold on
Right? Hit
till I
the thumbs
can't
up and
no
say
more.
hello.
I'm gonna add crypto to my portfolio. I wanna hold on till I can't no more. I got my crypto coming back soon. I'm back in the black too. Suck here in the bag. Now I'm feeling like a tycoon. Riding on a Lambo. You can live with FOMO. I've been through the dips. When it's low, I was buying more. Now I got my money on the
Y'all come in, say hello,
blockchain.
say
Hodl
hello.
gang, hodl gang,
All my
hodl gang. Can't
difficulties
nobody
out the
stop
way as
my
I get in.
campaign. Hodl
Got
gang,
Mr.
hodl gang,
Depot
hodl
coming in.
gang. I'ma buy some Bitcoin, hold it like the big
So
boy.
you all
Fly it
just
to
come in
the
and say
moon.
hello.
My
Drop
Lambo,
this
my
video
Rolls Royce.
right.
Now I got these altcoins, they don't make the big noise, but they make the big rips. Call me crypto cowboy. Now I got my money on the blockchain. Hodl gang,
And hit
hodl
that like
gang,
button,
hodl
get more people in.
gang. Can't nobody stop
I
my
also have a special guest.
campaign. Hodl
Let's talk
gang,
about
hodl
this. Let's talk
gang, hodl
about
gang. Wish I could roll back time
Bitcoin
to
and
that old Silk
cryptocurrency
Road.
and
I
all this
wanna
good stuff.
hold until I can't
Oh
no
yes,
more. I'm gonna
yes, you're
add
so right.
crypto to my
Y'all
portfolio. I wanna
altcoins, right?
hold until I can't no more.
Was on fire today.
Backyard garage, solar powered area. Spent a lot of money trying to mine that Ethereum. Boy, I gotta have it, I'ma bounce right back. And I'm addicted, I become a cryptomaniac. You see, I got no stocks and I got no gold. I'm all in, all I do is I buy crypto. Wish I could roll back time to that old Silk Road. I wanna hold till I can't no more. Wish I could roll back time to that old
All right, y'all
Silk
come
Road.
in and
I
share,
wanna
share,
hold till I
and let's get
can't
more
no
people
more. I'm
in.
gonna add
Hello,
crypto
18
to my
levels in. We got
portfolio. I
Depot
wanna
ready.
hold till I can't no
Depot, if
more.
you can show me yourself. Okay, I see you. See you, Mr. Depot. We're gonna go ahead and get this party started, right? Because we won't be on this live stream for long, right? Approximately 45 minutes. All right, so that's for your listening pleasure. And we got Mr. Depot. Hello, how are
What's
you?
what's going on? All is well.
All is well. That's great. I'm so glad to have you in. We just decided to do an impromptu live stream together.
Yeah,
Last
yeah.
time we were combining in our pink. I didn't put on blue today.
It's all good.
It's all good, right? It's all good. So you all come in um, and hit that like and share button. Depot, I'll let you introduce yourself again. I think we have about 1,700 people that so far watched our recent live stream this week.
That's
But
love.
I'll
I
give
saw it.
you the opportunity to come on in. We might have some new people in tonight.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, so my name is Deepo Adesina, based out of Baltimore, Maryland. I am a serial entrepreneur, and as I stated during our last live session, we run several businesses out here in Maryland. We run a staffing company. My wife runs a bakery business, and we also run a couple of businesses in Africa, in Nigeria, and Rwanda, but to be very specific. But my passion, of course, is in the crypto space. So which is one of the reasons why I'm here with the Queen of Crypto.
Well, thank you. I just decided to update that name. really the queen of credit, but I really saw where the credit industry was headed. So I decided to go ahead and make the shift, right?
That's
Um,
love.
right. So still learning more about crypto, and the
Oh
rabbit
yeah,
hole does go deep, right?
it
It
does.
does
It
go
does.
deep. And so, good evening, everyone that may be coming in late. They said, everyone, please hit that like button and come in. Depot, do you think it would be best if I just shared the video and you and I decided to just pause it and elaborate on some points that Uncle G was making? And I want to make this clear. This is not a opposing type video about Uncle G. He's well respected. 100,000 followers on YouTube, right? So he's well respected on YouTube and in the business and money making world as a credit coach, and for bringing people to a different level when it comes to making more money, increasing their cash flow, and increasing their millionaire mindset. So would you like to just share the video and kind of pause, and you and I, because we didn't pre-rehearse this, so I don't know if you and I have the same opinions or difference of opinion. You think that'll work best for both of us to kind of dissect? Because I shared this video with you on Facebook,
Right.
and I said let's do a live stream. We didn't collaborate. We didn't go back and forth with our opinions. So would you like to do it that way?
Well, I think if we do it, because that's his personal content, and then sharing
Okay.
it again, I'm a little bit iffy on that. But I do think if we can take some of the points that he talked about and just
Okay.
kind of elaborate on it, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like I said, just based on the message I sent to you, he brought up a lot of valid points, but just certain things that I feel like, it just not, accurate, especially for those in the crypto space.
Okay. Okay. So go ahead. I may share a clip because some people may or may not have seen the videos. So I may or may not, I
Yeah,
may
yeah.
share. Right.
If you feel the need to, yeah, definitely make it happen.
Just so they can kind of understand some of the things that he were discussed. Because I think he made some valid points
Of course.
in his live stream that should be brought out. So let's just do for maybe some of our viewers. I'm showing on YouTube is 207 people in the room. So make sure that you all hit the thumbs up. I'm not like Depot. He has more of a platform on Facebook, right? But YouTube seems to be um, somewhat of my platform. So we'll share the screen. Let me find it. And let's see how this will go. So that's Uncle G, right? That's Uncle G right there. And just let me know, Depot, if you want me to pause on anything. Um, and then, you can elaborate on it. Would that work for you?
Sure, sure, sure.
All right.
Yep.
Cool, cool, cool. So let's go.
Breakdown of what Elon Musk really did. And I want you to pay attention because many of you are followers, bandwagon people, and here's the thing that's happened. This is Glendon Cameron, your money coach, your corporate coach. I'm here to break down things that you don't even understand. So Elon Musk bought 1.5. I got this comment, and I haven't even been talking about Bitcoin, but most people, I feel that Bitcoin is a bad play for the average person. Now,
Okay, you want to pause right there, Depot? He said he feels like Bitcoin's a bad play for the average person.
Yeah, so I think and this is what I'm assuming he's saying, which of course is just my personal opinion, is that when you look at the cost, like of course if you would have bought Bitcoin when it was $100 or $50, I don't foresee him saying it's a bad play for the masses. But now when Bitcoin is peaking at 48,000 it's absolutely insane for an average person who still works 9 to 5 to buy a coin that's worth 40 something $1,000 due to the volatility. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like if you took out a loan in your mortgage, or if you borrow money from your credit card to buy just one coin, that's $48,000. And we all know that Bitcoin goes up and it goes down and it drops to like $30,000,
Mm-hmm.
right? That can cause you a heart attack. You know what I mean? So I do think he has a valid point in the sense that, you know, there's certain things that an average person shouldn't be doing when it comes to the crypto space, right?
Right. Mhm.
But you know, I think at that the point he was making there, from my perspective, is that if you're still working 9 to 5, you shouldn't be buying one coin that's 40 something $1,000. That's just my thought.
I agree. I totally agree. And we can get into. I'm just going to stop and play because I know
Yeah,
you can only be with us for about 45 minutes. So let me add. Hold on, that's the wrong one I want to add. Let me add some more because he has some very good uh,
yeah,
dialogue. I think about people who may be seeing where Bitcoin in particular, right, is headed. Share the wrong screen. Where Bitcoin in particular is headed, and now they may want to try to dip into Bitcoin in particular. But like some people have already said, um, there are other altcoins just or cryptocurrency that just took off today. And real quick, thank you so much, King. Thank you so much. He's already coming in with the $20 super chat. Appreciate you supporting the channel, the knowledge, and the information. So let's finish some of this.
With this critical analysis of what Elon Musk did, Elon Musk spent less than half a percent of his total net worth. And he also bought the Bitcoin in the name of Tesla. I guarantee you that when Elon was sitting around thinking about doing this, he talked to many smart people. He bought it in the corporate name. So let's say Bitcoin tanks. They're going to be able to take that as a corporate loss. And they're going to be able to use that loss to offset gains. So that's the first thing. Most of you are trading Bitcoin in your personal name. You're not doing it from a corporate perspective. Also,
Okay, we'll pause there. He said most people now. I'm not a trader when it comes to Bitcoin, right? I'm not a trader when it comes to Bitcoin. I hold, I hodl, but there are some people who may be trading, right? And he's stating that these people are more so trading in their individual name and not their corporate name. So, what's your thoughts on that? So that even if they take a loss for tax advantages purposes, right? Um, that loss can offset if they're doing it in their business name versus their personal name.
yeah. So you got to look at cryptocurrency just like the same way you look at the stock market, right? An average person can go on Robinhood, purchase a coin, you know, AMC or you know Johnson and Johnson, buy it today, the price goes up, and you sell it tomorrow, or vice versa. So you don't really need, you know, a corporate name to invest or buy cryptocurrencies. Now, what most people don't know is that in the crypto space, you are still required to pay taxes on your capital gains, right?
Mhm.
And if you do lose money on your cryptocurrency while you're trading, you can also actually, you know, get a $3,000 deduction on that on your taxes. So you don't
Mhm.
necessarily have to have need to have a corporate account in order to be a day trader. 90% of the people in the crypto space don't have a corporate account, right? So I guess he's just speaking from, you know, I mean, I just don't see how you expect everybody to have a corporate account, you know, in order to be able to trade cryptocurrency, whether you're buying and selling or whether you're holding.
Right. And something about Uncle G, Hustlers Kung Fu, is that even last year, before the halving with Bitcoin happened, he was strongly against people, even when Bitcoin was between $3,000 to $4,000, investing into Bitcoin then. This was last year this time. And he reflects too in his video about the crash of 2017, and he foresees another crash coming right this year. However, Depot, let's say one person right would have purchased. one Bitcoin for, let's just say, $5,000, right? For conversation's sake. And now today, Bitcoin is, it was fluctuating between what, 40,
It hit
47.
48,000 for sure.
Oh, Depot, let me share this. Let's see where it's at now while we're live stream. So for that person, right? I'm not. It's 48,615.
Wow.
Right. May hit 50 when we wake up in the morning, right? Uh,
Probably.
a, a $5,000 investment, right, would have more than almost 10x their return once
Yep.
your interest builds interest. So I could not see the logic in discouraging people. Now, I'm a credit person as well. I'm a credit person. And the thing about credit cards, Depot, this is just my personal opinion again, right? I've seen people have charged off with credit cards for purchasing liabilities, right? So meaning that even if they would have used their credit cards and invested in Bitcoin, it would have burst. It didn't get to the 48,600 that we're seeing now. Charge offs are very easy to get removed off credit reports, right? And credit card debt has the least, meaning it's unsecured, and it has the least repercussions if someone can't repay, right? So I'm gonna look at the some of the comments that our live streamers have, and I'm gonna let you elaborate on that. We have 260 people live on YouTube, so make sure that you all hit the thumbs up. Forming the Life says, purchase land, build soil quality. This is more reliable than cryptocurrency. What happens to crypto when the lights go out?
I mean, it's a great perspective, and I
There
think
you go. I just look at
now, what's every when you think about the crypto space, right? And like this
you.
person who made this comment, I'm assuming you are into agriculture or real estate. Uncle G as well. I'm assuming he, there's a business that he's pretty much backing, right? So when you are in a particular industry, you are fully persuaded that what you're doing is better than something else, or there's a possibility that anything else outside of what you're doing is not working. Now,
Mhm.
I could bet the difference that if we bring on some crypto experts on this channel right now, it's going to be a tug of war between what you believe and what they believe. So it's all
Mhm.
about perception, right? So I wouldn't
Mhm.
necessarily say it's wrong not to buy a land or invest in real estate and things like that of that nature, but you can't necessarily say it's better than cryptocurrency, because I know people who become multimillionaires in the crypto space faster than they would if they would have purchased a land or real estate. But at the
Right.
same time, I can't knock a person's hustle who's investing in real estate, because I understand that that's a legitimate means since history to create wealth, owning properties, right? So it's
Mhm.
all about perspective. Let me say this loud and clear: cryptocurrency is not going anywhere, right? You might not be a believer now. You might still be on the sideline waiting to see what would happen. You know, I had I had somebody make a comment on my Facebook, well, not on my page, on his page, and I just so happened to see it. And
Okay.
his comment was, beware of Tesla and cryptocurrency. And I'm thinking to myself, well, number one, I'm invested in both. But then I start thinking, why would he say that? Well, the
Mhm.
only reason why he would say that is because he might not have adequate knowledge about the crypto space. Then the
Right.
second reason is because Tesla stocks jumped from 400 and something last year all the way to almost $900. So because something is doing good doesn't necessarily mean you should beware or it might crash, right?
Mhm.
So it's all about perspective on how you view the crypto space. But one thing is for sure, sooner or later, everybody will become a believer.
Exactly. And to the guest on live that says, what happens to crypto when the lights go out? I would encourage you to visit the 1930s Great Depression, when banks closed and people were having bank runs. What happens when your banks close? You don't have access to your money. There are many people. Let's not even go back to the 1930s, Depot. Let's go back, right. Let's come to 2020, 2021, when people have went to their local branches, Bank of America, right? Try to withdraw and they have a sign on the door, the bank is closed. Or when they go to the ATM and they have a limit on the amount of money that you can withdraw, right? And so what happens, and Depot, this is what people need to understand. And you shared on your Facebook today that MasterCard, right?
Yep.
MasterCard has made the decision to accept cryptocurrency. This is what people don't need to understand. The United States in particular is trillions of dollar in debt. We are shifting from debt based money to debt free money. Let me say that again. We are shifting from debt based money to debt free money. See, this cash is debt based money, right? In 1971, the dollar became debt. When they shift to the digitalized dollar or the Fed coin, many are calling it, this is debt free money, meaning that most people don't know the federal government cannot issue people payments. And it's getting to the point now where the government is saying people cannot survive off stimulus, right? We can't give them stimulus every 3 6 months, right? Because we have 330 million, 10% unemployment, 60% of these jobs are not coming back. So what the government will propose to do is to give a universal basic income, a UBI. And this probably will look like everyone will have to have a mobile phone. They will have to download the app. They will get their UBI, which is through digital, aka cryptocurrency, blockchain technology. And this will now be debt free money. So now this helps eradicate the trillions of dollars that the US government has developed and to do away with the old system and the old dollar. I can tell people from a credit perspective, now is not the time to be concerned about your credit. Because once this happens, you will be issued payments directly from central banks. The Fed, again, cannot issue payments. The Fed gives loans to central banks, right? And the loans then have to be repaid back with interest. That will be taken away. Central banks will now have the power to give direct payments, which will eliminate the constant creation of the debt base because the feds create digital currency or paper currency on paper, then the Fed provides to the government. And once this happens, people, your debts could very well, on the old system, be eradicated anyway, right? So Uncle G said some things about, and now the end part of his video, I really did agree with, right? But this is the scary part about that. Not only can central banks put people on universal basic income, right? They also will have control, right? Um, of all assets and control of your money. Let me say that again. Not only will they be able to issue direct payments, they will have control over all your assets and all of your money. Meaning, let's say, for example, central banks decide, okay, the UBI, Universal Basic Income, will be $2,000 a month. If you don't spend that money, right, then you lose it. But they can also say with that statement that also, you can't receive this money if you haven't received the vaccine, or you can't travel to these places and receive this money, right? If you haven't received the vaccine, or if you post something on Facebook and they look at your social media score, now they can say, oh, your UBI may be cut off because of your social media conduct. Everything you do through this digitalized cryptocurrency system, right, will give them more control over what you do, how you do it, where you travel, how you travel, and your assets. So I don't think he realized that we are shifting away from the debt-based dollar to, again, a debt-free dollar digital system. I don't think, right, that he understands that. He thinks of Bitcoin as if it's another bubble, and he relates it almost to a same mindset that you would have about stocks and the stock market or GME. It was a pump and dump scheme. But one thing he didn't bring out, Depot, and I know you got to go, I'm going to let you talk. We have 362 people live, is that Elon Musk did not just make Bitcoin, because at the time that Elon Musk invested in it, Bitcoin was what, at 30, was it at 32, 33,000? I'm not for sure.
Yeah, somewhere there about.
Okay. So Bitcoin had already produced well over
Oh
200.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He helped it, that announcement added some more, I think, credibility.
Sure.
And another thing that he said in the video is that cryptocurrency, you are supposed to be able to spend as if you would a currency. What do you think about that? Do you look at cryptocurrency? Thank you, Brandon. Brandon is tuning in on Facebook as well. I look at both you and Brandon as the crypto kings. Brandon Brown said it's 33,000, right? 33,000. Thank you so much, Brandon. And so, what do you think? Should Bitcoin be viewed more as an asset, right, or a currency?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, the way we're looking at things now, Bitcoin is being looked at more as an asset than a currency, right?
Right.
Most people that are holding Bitcoin, they're not holding it because they want to spend it like cash one day. They're holding it the same way that you and I will hold gold or silver, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the value that people have ascribed to Bitcoin that has now made it what it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't even foresee a situation where people will be spending Bitcoin like the way we spend cash. Because when
Right.
you look at the whole cryptocurrency space, and I think this is where a lot of people are missing it because of lack of information. When you look at the cryptocurrency space, it's not all about being able to, what do you call it? Spend or use the currency to exchange value, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
just like saying when you purchase a stock, Apple stock, for example,
Mm-hmm.
should you be able to spend or exchange the Apple stock? The answer is no, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have these individual projects that are out there, but they are backed by their cryptocurrency, just like we would say stock, right? So
Right.
that's what people need to understand. And I think a lot of people are speaking out against cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, just because they don't have the right information. And one of the
Right.
things that I wanted to say is, that's right. Brandon said no one spends Bitcoin. That's
Right.
absolutely true, right? One of the things I wanted to say is this, right? You have to look at people who are experts in their field, like network marketers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Network marketers believe that their company is the best company in the world, and any other company that's not their company, they're bashing it. So when you have this full knowledge about your business, you think anything else outside of your business is not the it, right? So I don't really
Yeah.
know, huh?
I say yes. That's good. That's good.
You
That's
know
a
what I'm
great
saying? So,
point.
and
Right.
so the gentleman who said something about farming, because I'm not knocking this comment, but that's his area of his area of expertise. When you
Right.
talk about Uncle G, he's talking from his area of expertise. Now,
Right.
if you bring in crypto experts, trust me, it's going to be a different dialogue, right? Because now
Right.
you have people who are experts on in well, sorry, this
You
comment just
can't, you
came up.
can't, I know you can't. They said, I know crypto is the way out. I'm just saying you can't print food.
I don't understand the comment. You can't
I
print.
don't either. You can print
Yeah,
cash though, but it'll devaluate
yeah.
to the
That's
point
that,
where you
and
almost can't even purchase food with it.
that's what people need to understand about fiat money, right? What we call
Mm-hmm.
cash. For the fact that you can print it in trillions every day is a
Right.
problem, right?
Right.
And that's where Bitcoin is so valuable because, look, I don't care how much money you have. There can only be 21 million Bitcoin,
Right.
right? And the wealthiest person in the world can't buy all the Bitcoin because if I own Bitcoin and I don't want to sell it, well, guess what? You're just one Bitcoin short out of 21 million. So
Right.
you're talking about the law of supply and demand. When it comes
Mm-hmm.
to fiat money or cash, there is no law of supply and demand because they print it every day. And that's
Right.
why the dollar or, you know, that's why the dollar or any currency of any nation is subject to inflation because you
Mm-hmm.
can print more and more of it. So I think it's just a matter of, perspective and just opening your mind and being willing to learn about something that you might not know too much about or be fully informed.
Right. Because again, he was even stating last year, right, when Bitcoin was at 5,000. Don't do it. It's bad investment. I'm like, oh my God, look at it and now. So again, he has 100,000 followers and influencers, and I'm like, whoa, those people missed out on great opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
right? Great opportunities to invest. So, Brandon, if you're still live, I don't know if you're busy in your schedule, but Depot has another meeting. Brandon, on Facebook, I would love for you to join in and chime in and kind of finish us in. I would do me great honor to have two kings on at the same time. So, Brandon, let me know. And Depot, just let me know when you have to go because
Sure,
I know
sure.
you have. Frankie says Bitcoin is a deflationary currency. What's your thoughts on that?
What do you mean by that?
Exactly. That's a great question. Brandon says people don't understand inflation.
Right.
Right.
Look, I mean,
So,
at the end of the day, man, I feel like if there was a course in college to think about,
mhm.
okay, Brandon is asking what time.
Tell them now. I can put three people on.
Hey, Brandon, you can hop on right now.
Yeah, you can hop on. I'm gonna let you and Depot have it, and then we're gonna close in because Depot has a meeting, so he won't be able to stay the entire time. But go ahead,
Yeah, so I
Depot.
was saying that if there was a course in college or
Mhm,
somewhere that, I mean, you can go on Udemy or different places to actually learn about cryptocurrency, blockchain
mhm,
technology. That will give a lot of insight into people who don't understand what this cryptocurrency is all about. Because
mhm.
when you hear cryptocurrency, 70% of the people only think of Bitcoin. That's it.
Right.
And they don't even know what Bitcoin is, right? You
Exactly.
just know it's just like Doji, for example. Um,
Come on in, Brandon. Go ahead.
Most
Mhm,
people hear Doji, like I have people in Nigeria buzzing me up, asking me how can they get Doji.
mhm.
Do you want to know why they want Doji? Because
Right.
everybody's talking about it. They don't know what it is. They just want it because everybody else got it. So
Mhm.
that's what we're seeing in the crypto space is that people are talking about what they don't know. People are getting involved because everybody else is doing it without really understanding the market.
And you know what? I will tell you. I did sell some of my Doge today. I went into the other altcoin, but before the volume went out,
Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay,
Okay.
all right.
But go ahead. I did sell some of my Doge today. I had made some profit off the weekend, but the other altcoins was just doing too well.
Oh yeah. Like I stay
So
like
yeah,
I stay on my phone, like, because I'm always just, watching the market, looking at the analysis, and then boom, just getting in, getting out. So I make a couple dollars from it
right.
as well.
Yeah,
So I
so
mean, at the
Doge
end of the
is
day, look,
right.
listen, for those of you guys watching, listen, whether you believe in crypto or not, at the end of the day, you can trade crypto like the same way you trade stocks, right? You don't
Mhm.
even have to believe in it. At the end of the day, you can hold it, right, in your wallet and watch it appreciate in value because of what's driving that particular crypto. I give you an example. Just yesterday, no, 2 nights ago, my students who are part of my course, I put out a signal based on a particular coin that is doing great things, and they're getting ready to launch some new product, and they
Mhm.
got it on that coin in less than 30. in less than 24 hours. Some of my students made 30 to 35% on that one coin in less than 24 hours. You guess what, Latanya? Most of them don't know nothing about cryptocurrency. They just know that you can make money in the crypto space. Right. And that's my message to a lot of people. You don't have to have the full knowledge. You don't have to understand it. Just position yourself and ride the wave.
Right. And that, I think the foresight, right? You so on point. They don't have to have the foreknowledge. Just have the foresight, right? And in some cases, the patience, right? In some cases, the patience. But I did get out of Doge. I do, try to tell people what I'm doing, right? So that I won't be misleading them and thinking that I'm just hodling Doge. I'm not hodling Doge. It's not one of the ones that I'm hodling. I'm riding the waves, right?
Right.
But those are not one that I'm holding or hodling. And so, but Bitcoin is definitely one of them, and Ethereum as well. So we got Brandon in. Oh my God, I really feel like a queen tonight. I don't know what to do. I got two kings on. Look, tell your wives, don't watch this. No one can tell us. I want all the attention.
Right.
So, Brandon, I'm not sure if you even had a chance to watch the video that Depot and I are chiming in on yet. Had watched it, had opportunity.
No, who made a video?
Let's share. Let me see. Can I share some of it? And Depot, again, if you have to get to your meeting, I know you're a money making man. Just let me know. But we're trying to have you on. And thanks for everyone for tuning in on YouTube, guys. We have 365 people on the YouTube channel. So Depot and Brandon people, you can find them on Facebook, right? Follow these kings of cryptos on Facebook. As well. So I'm going to play a little bit more of that. I'm going to let you men have the stage as long as Depot can stay on. So let's continue to hear some of his thoughts.
Also, Tesla had 15 billion cash on hand. He used some of that cash to buy Bitcoin, leaving 14 billion in cash on hand. Many of you are going out and taking out loans to buy Bitcoin. Many of you are doing dumb, stupid things in regards to Bitcoin. Taking out loans, maxing out your checking account, all of this other stuff. And this is the thing. And this is the critical analysis that you don't understand. Most people are not making money with cryptocurrency.
Whoa, let's stop right there. I'm going to let you guys elaborate right there. He said most people are not making money, right, with crypto.
Hey, Brandon, let me say something before you say something, man, because I don't know Brandon, but just by looking at you, man, you look like money. You know what I mean? So let me get.
Whoa.
Look. So here's the deal, right? If you get into the crypto space and you don't know what you're doing, I tell people all the time, as of today, there are 8,400 and something cryptocurrencies. A lot of them will lose you a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing, right? But if you know what you're doing, you're following the right people and you're following the right crypto projects, it's impossible for you not to lose money. It's impossible for you not to make money. Right? You don't even have to be a trader. Now, for the past 1 week, I've been watching some of these cryptocurrencies, not even touching them. And I've seen crypto after crypto go from 10% to 20% to 50%. And anybody can get into these coins, but you have to know the right coins. So my thing is, if you're following the right coach, you're following people like, Latanya, Brandon, it's impossible for you to miss the train. Now, I will say this, I don't know everything about cryptocurrency, but I know one or two things on how to make money, right? So once again, I think he's speaking based on his perspective on, and maybe the people he's exposed to are not making any money, but to say that people aren't making money, I don't know about that.
Okay. Brandon, I'm going to give it to you.
Yeah. So let's look at the actual facts here, okay? No one in the history of Bitcoin has ever lost money unless they've sold. That's fact number one, right? Meaning that if you bought at 20,000 in 2017, you still are in a lot of profit right now.
Absolutely.
Right? If you bought at, 30,000, you still in a lot of profit, right? So in the history of crypto, the only people who have lost money is people who have sold. Now, why would you sell? Because you're not educated, right? You thought it was a get rich quick scheme. You didn't understand it was a marketplace. That's one.
Wow.
Number two, I think the crypto market cap is at like $1.4 trillion right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to speak for just African American people. Okay. This is our opportunity for an even playing field. So if people are, and again, I'm not giving financial advice. I'm not telling you to max out your, take out loans and do this and doing that. But I don't know any other asset class that we have access to insider information and knowledge about the real inner workings of it, like crypto, that would give us an opportunity to generate wealth. Okay, so you can't talk down on people because they took out a loan to get crypto or they did this or they did that. Because if you look at the market right now, I mean, everything's going crazy. Like, it is like the wealth transfer is happening right in front of our faces. And so I don't really agree with the fact that, hey, don't take out loans and this and that. I mean, if you're not educated, okay, yeah, that's one thing. But this global movement, and if you know how to look at the market properly, you can understand that. I was just telling somebody this today. It's not as risky. I think working a job and depending on that to retire on is more risky than cryptocurrency. To keep it 1,000, right? And if you look at the richest man in the world who's going to invest $1.5 billion. Now, here's what people aren't looking at. Elon Musk, he didn't personally invest $1.25 billion. He had the board. He had to convince the board members of Tesla, which was already a $1 billion company. He had to convince them to invest. So if he was able to, so we look at the richest man in the world investing, but we're not looking at the fact that, wait a minute, this guy had to go to the board of Tesla and had to convince them to invest. So obviously they saw something at $33,000.
Right.
Basically says longevity, because why would they invest at the top when they're smart enough to know? Now, if you look at how they invested, right, that's a whole nother strategy that tells you like where the market is and things like that. So for some reason he felt he should get in at 33,000 when I'm sure if they did all type of research, they built bots and all types of stuff for the market. I'm sure if he was like, yeah, this thing's about to go down to like 20,000, let's just wait till then. Like, I'm sure they would have just waited and been like, all right, no, but obviously he saw something in the technicals that showed that this thing is going to keep going. We're in late, or we're not in late, but we're, for this cycle, right? It's already pumped, but we still see it going a lot further. So, yeah, I just think that, like Debo was saying, and that's my message too. It's about education.
Right.
Like, you have to get educated on, things that are going on, and just like he said, because Queen of Crypto's in my group, and you see what's going on in there, right? Like we're up. Like I posted ADA last week at 40 cents just to give people a taste of what was coming. We're at 93 cents right now, or 90. We found as high as 96 cents in like a week and a half. So yeah, I just think that when people are talking like that, one, they probably don't own any crypto. Two, they probably never had any gains before. And three, they're selling their narrative. Everybody got a narrative, right? So it's like, this is the easiest way to get cap off of a subject because people are curious. But to mislead people and tell them this is the wrong thing to do and that's the wrong thing to do, like that's just ludicrous. When the richest, how can you sit up here and tell people that crypto's wrong when the richest man in the world just invested $1 billion into it? Like, are you saying?
I like to say it this way: in the world.
let me add something to that.
Right, not the United in the world.
Right. So you're saying he doesn't know what he's talking? He's stupid.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah, he must not know what he's doing.
Yeah, let me add something to that, Brandon. So I think a couple of weeks ago, and I think I mentioned this during the last live session, Gary V. I'm sure some of you guys know Gary V or whatever. 2 years ago, Gary Vee was speaking out against Bitcoin cryptocurrency heavy. I mean, I remember watching this video, and Gary Vee, we talking about Uncle G has 100,000. Gary Vee has 5 point something million followers, if not more, right? And he put out this video, and of course, when Bitcoin crashed, I told you so, blah, 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 blah. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I saw a video, and I actually have to post it on my page when Gary Vee came out. And that's and I think that's what a lot of people need to understand, that it's okay to be wrong, right? And it's okay to let people know you were wrong. He put out the video on how he made a mistake years ago by not investing in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. And I think he said he only bought like 4 Bitcoin when it was like $100 or something like that, because he didn't have any knowledge about the industry. Now, 4 years ago, he also said he was going to do more research about it to get more to be more informed. Unfortunately, he didn't do it then. So now he's reminiscing and just feeling sorry, like, yo, I should have done this 4 years ago. And that's what's going to happen to a lot of people, right? You might be sitting on the sideline and watch, Bitcoin goes to 50,000, it drops to 20,000, then you're happy, you feel good because, oh, I told you so. But then what happens 10 years from now when Bitcoin is not being used by institutions? Right. Bitcoin is now being used by, the stores, market, whatever. How would you feel then? So once again, it all boils down to the same fundamental. Being informed about cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and how it works. And once you do that, then you can make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to be part of this movement or just sit on the sideline and just say it's not for me. As a matter of fact, just today, an hour ago, I had a lady in her 60s buzz me up saying that she want to get into cryptocurrency, right? Why is that? Because look, you can't afford to sit on the sideline when change is happening right in front of you. Right. So I just think it's interesting, and I'm just curious to see what Uncle G would say another, maybe 5 years from now. And
hold on, wait. Did Grant Cardone say something against crypto?
No. I didn't say Grant Cardone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you guys said Grant Cardone.
No. I said,
yeah, man. I'm in agreement with you. And here's the thing, and this is gonna sound a little bit weird, but I feel like too, like, because like as African Americans, like we've gone through a lot, and like we didn't grow up in the household of like, I'm gonna speak for me. I'm gonna speak for the vast majority of people that I know. Nobody was talking about stocks at the dinner table. Nobody was talking about dividends at the dinner table. I didn't know what a dividend was until I was like in my 20s.
Right.
Like, so it takes a different paradigm shift to really understand what's going on right now. And the thing is, if you don't have that paradigm shift, you will look at it and you'll say, well, I don't understand it, so therefore I'm not getting involved with it. But that's how they've kept us out of the loop, right? They've kept us out of the loop by keeping us entertained with nonsense, never talking about investments, never talking about stocks, never talking about the fact that you could buy into a company that somebody else is controlling, that has more experience and more access than you, and you can get paid off that. Like we've basically, that's where the network marketing comes from. That's like the network marketing model. Buy into somebody's company, make some money, and get residual income. Like that's what you do in stocks, and same thing you can do in crypto, right? But the only thing about now is that crypto with staking and decentralized financing and all these like amazing things that are going on. Now is the time for you to get in, and now is the time for you to understand the shift and look at the numbers, right? If there's billions, I think Aave has like $5 billion locked up in people's money who are making yields every single year from this money. Why would 5 billion people lock their money up? Or why would $5 billion be locked up? If this was some type of thing where you couldn't make money, or it was a scam, or this or that. And so I think that people have to adjust their mental framework for how they see this and stop thinking about the dollar, right? The dollar is a brand and a dream that you were sold that's not reality. And the way that they get you is you don't understand inflation. So you're thinking just because you don't see that your money's changing in the bank, you don't think that it has less purchasing power. But people with money understand we don't need to see the dollar dwindling, right? A lot of people don't like go do your research on money. You know, you hear people say, well, Fed's printing money and this and that. Go understand what that actually means. It doesn't actually mean
Right.
it doesn't actually mean that they're printing money. Okay, it means that they're creating bonds and they're selling them to rich people, and the rich people are buying the debt, and then that's what's inflating the actual money, and then the rich people are taking their money and they're hedging it into things like Bitcoin. So it's like you got to understand the game, which is so complex.
Oh yeah.
If you don't get it, you should be like, I'm not doing that, and then you're just gonna suffer in the end.
That's true. And so let's see some of the comments. And some people say we need to watch the entire advise everyone to watch the entire video. We will get some more clips on the video, but I understand these men's time. And they have valuable time and training. Simply Sean says my thing is to obtain the
Tangible assets.
assets like trying to change the screen. Like gold, silver, real estate. That way, wow, I'm in 100% control. Are you? Gold and silver prices are manipulated. But anyway, crypto sounds good, but it's like having a beautiful wife that we can't touch. Amen.
I'm not gonna say amen to that. So here's the deal, right? Look, you can't, and that's what people gotta understand, right? We're moving into a we're now moving into a digital world where a lot of things that are happening, you can't, like, you don't have to be able to touch it. Like right now, I can't touch Brandon, I can't touch Latanya. Why? Because we are actually operating digitally. Right. COVID-19 has taught us a very important lesson that we will no longer be able to do things the way we used to because things have changed. Right. So, for example, like, there was times back in the day where people weren't using paper money. They were doing trade by barter, right? Mm-hmm. We transition from trade by barter, which means, hey, if you have, rice and I have corn and I wanted to eat some rice and you wanted some corn, well, here you go. You take my corn and you give me your rice. That's the concept of trade by barter. That's technically money, right? Then we moved into what? Cowries. Well, that's in Africa. Then you move into paper money, right? Gold. And then, like Tanya said, in 1971, you remove gold as the standard of money. Then you have fiat money. Mm-hmm. So now we are moving from fiat money into digital money, digital currency. And if you don't understand that, you're going to miss the boat of what's coming, right? The biggest thing that people need to get is you got to start changing the way you see things. If not, you will be left behind, right? Mm-hmm. Banks are coming up with their own digital currency very soon. You see what I'm saying? Like, the world is changing, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're not well informed, start reading books, start watching, video courses on YouTube, listen to more people like Brandon, like Latanya, and get informed. If not, you'll still be operating in the analog age.
Mm-hmm. Is that because I just saw this video on why central banks, right? Why central banks, and this was just released today by CNBC. Why central banks wants to launch a digital currency. This is today, and I mean, it's
public bank to regularly issue banknotes as an alternative to coins as a means of payment. 3 centuries later, it's primarily tasked with maintaining price stability, much like any other central bank across the world. But these cautious institutions are now buzzing with talk of a revolutionary concept, a form of money you cannot see: central bank digital currencies.
When you ask,
okay, what did she just say? A form of money. So, for Sean,
that you cannot see.
Cannot see. You want something that I can see, touch, and feel. And people, I'm definitely educated about silver because silver has 2 uses. It's industrial, but that's because silver can be used for 5G towers, to advance this cryptocurrency movement. It's going to be for, even electronic vehicles, batteries, smartphones, right? Industrial monetary use. My belief in gold is that is spiritual money, is God's money. Gold is an attractor of wealth if you don't have the spirit of greed. And when I wanted to increase my income, I increased the amount of gold that I held. And that was my spiritual belief for it, right? But what a lot of people don't understand, even with gold, right, it's created in cyberspace through a supernova. And that's just the way cryptocurrency and Bitcoin is cyberspace, is intellectual man's made currency versus the other of God's made currency. But all of them have the same intrinsic value when they ask, well, what intrinsic value does Bitcoin have? And I think people don't look at the intellectual value that it has and the mind power that it took to even bring something into creation like this that makes it valuable. So I'm going to let either one of you all elaborate on the short video clip that I just shared.
So let me just bring back another point about the value of everything, because I think people don't understand. So let's talk about the person's gold and silver analogy.
Okay.
Why are people now hedging Bitcoin over gold? Well, gold, the reason why in the crypto space that Bitcoin is considered the gold standard is because it exemplifies the same properties as gold, except for better, right? So you got to understand, why is gold valuable to people? Because it's rare, it's scarce, it's hard to come by. It's something that is, really leverageable for people because there's not a lot of it right now. Why is Bitcoin better? It does the same things, but except for Bitcoin is divisible, meaning that I can't walk around to a gold store or go to the grocery store, break off a piece of gold and be like, hey, I want to get some, I want to get a hamburger. Let me shave off a piece of that gold and give it to you, right? It's not divisible. Two, we don't know how much gold is on the earth. We know exactly how many Bitcoins there are. So you can't manipulate Bitcoin because we know exactly how many Bitcoins there are. We don't know how many golds there are. We don't know. Somebody might have a bunch of gold stored somewhere that maybe they're going to be letting out every 2 or 3 years, right? So we don't actually know. And so I think people have to understand that. Now, another thing that Elon Musk is using gold for is energy, using Bitcoin for is energy, right? They're actually trying to clean the energy of Bitcoin to have it power certain things. And so I think that people have to understand that you have to get out of the old way of thinking about money and the old way of thinking about value and the old way of thinking about the things that you can touch and see as value, and understand that there's something, that there's a new property. And then the last thing I want to speak on too is, and again, I'm just going to talk to African American people. You got to go do your research on money. Okay, go look at the wealth gap between Caucasians and African Americans. It will make you borderline want to cry. Like, it's so sad. Like, it is a massive gap, right? Like, the average household income of a Caucasian person and the average household income of African American, it is so, we're talking about, it's not even close. Like, we cannot compete with regular money. Like, I'm just telling you right now, like, we have no power in that, right? But with digital currencies, it's like, man, like, for the first time, there's nobody blocking you, right? The only person blocking you is your own knowledge, right? So you can go get that money right now, learn that information, go get it. And then basically from there, you have a chance to compete, you have a chance to innovate, you have a chance to secure your family, and you have a chance to do things that in the traditional financial system, the money isn't flowing into our community like that. It's just not. That's just the reality of what's going on here. And now we have an opportunity to really, take advantage of that.
You're right. I totally agree. Any closing? Do you think that much of his advice, along with Dave Ramsey, is pretty much antiquated?
Yeah, I'll speak on that, and then I'm gonna have to exit. So I was watching one of Dave Ramsey. Well, I wasn't really watching, but I just saw the clip where one of his followers basically said how he bought Bitcoin when it was like 1,000 or something like that. And at that time, Bitcoin was like 20 or 30,000. And Dave and I can't remember the other gentleman were advising him to go and sell it because
Right.
they thought it was just ludicrous that you would be able to see this kind of gain. And and they were still advising to, hey, do the mutual fund, they get 10% annually. And and those are great advice, and there are people who follow that to the T, and it works for them, right? But once again, when I read that and even read some of the comments from the people, it was very clear that Dave has not really been interested in learning about cryptocurrency or the blockchain technology space, right? And that's what it all boils down to. Because I think if a person truly wants to learn and understand something, you will do that. And then once you have the accurate and informed, the accurate knowledge, you're able to now make informed decision. But until then, you'll still be relying on, like I said before, like network marketers, you'll believe that whatever you're selling is the best thing in the market until you take somebody else's product, right? And that's just what I see is happening right now. And in the next coming months, coming years, we're going to see a lot of people start changing their mindset about how they view the crypto space.
Exactly. Thank you
But
so
yeah,
much.
And
that's all I got for you tonight. So hopefully we can do another session tomorrow whenever I'm ready. Just keep me posted.
We love to. Thank you so much,
All
Deepo.
right, my pleasure.
yeah, all right. And too, I want to say one other thing on that comment too. It's like, this is to anybody watching this. If somebody tells you something negative against cryptocurrency, the blockchain, ask them to explain cryptocurrency and the blockchain to you thoroughly.
Right.
Because anybody who can explain it to you thoroughly is never going to say anything negative about it, because they understand the technology. And how could you can't dispute it once you understand it. So most of these people who are saying negative things about it, just ask a question. Hey, could you explain the blockchain to me? Could you explain what decentralized financing is?
And could you just go, because Deepo has mentioned blockchain a lot, and I am getting some messages about what is blockchain, because we're pretty much a lot of newbie ground level people. If you can make a simple explanation with it, and then I'm going to read simply Sean. He says, actually forming the life was so right. He or she who has the food shall live to be rich. We can't eat gold, silver, nor real estate, nor cryptocurrency. LOL, food rocks. And so on that statement, that you can elaborate on that as well, and just elaborate about blockchain, and if you want to, DeFi.
Okay. So let's talk about blockchain first.
Okay.
Okay. So to understand blockchain, you have to understand what has been happening in the financial world for decades, and why people are fed up with the financial world and the wealth gaps and the secrecies and the mishandling of money. And there's been major problems that have been going on that a lot of people, they're too busy watching Netflix, or they're too busy just doing other stuff to even be consciously aware of, right?
Exactly.
So you have to understand the fundamental reason why we wanted a blockchain, right? We wanted a blockchain for decentralization. Okay. What does decentralization mean? What that means is that we don't want one central entity having control over the property. Because what happens is, if one central person is in control of the property, then it becomes vulnerable. Okay. So for instance, let me just give you a hypothetical example. Let's say somebody has $1 million, right? If they have $1 million in one house, that house can be targeted and it's vulnerable, because we know that person has $1 million. Everybody go to that person's house, you get that $1 million. But what happens if the $1 million is spread across an entire state? It's some in California, it's some in New Mexico, it's some in this place. It's like all over the place, right? It's like all over the world. That makes getting that whole million less vulnerable. Okay, so I want you to visualize that. So when you think about the blockchain, right, you want to think about this idea of a fragmented consensus, or a fragmented process where basically it can't be manipulated because all the pieces are spread out. Okay, so what is the blockchain, right? So I want you to think about blockchain is this: if I want to send money to my friend Alan, right? Basically, I should be able to send my money to Alan, one, without having to go into a bank, without having to have it verified to see if this is real money, without having to show all these IDs and this and that and blah, 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 and doing all that. I should be able to just say, hey, Alan, you want me to send you $20? Okay, here's $20. So basically what the blockchain does is it's a way for us to verify that this $20 that I'm sending Alan is legit. It's real. It's not counterfeit. It's not fake. It's not something that I just made up. It's basically a real thing. And so what happens is, in order for me to send that money, that when I say money, I mean, let's just say Bitcoin. In order for me to send that money, that Bitcoin to Alan, it's got to go through these blocks. Now, these blocks are basically going to confirm that the crypto that I sent to him is legit. Because what happens is the crypto that I'm sending him, and crypto is short for cryptography, right? It's cryptography. So when it hits these blocks, the blocks then calculate, they do a mathematical equation, and then it says, okay, we did this mathematical equation. This is a real piece of Bitcoin. Then it goes to another house in, let's say, Florida. Same thing again, hits that computer, boom, 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 does the calculation, boom, it's real. Then it might go to another house in Texas, and then it does a calculation, boom, 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 it's real. And then it goes to what's called block confirmation. And once it's been confirmed that this is real, then basically Alan or this guy would get his money. So that's all it is. It's just a way for us to have proof that I'm sending real money. Now, that like a human can't calculate that.
Right.
That's why Bitcoin's so safe, because I couldn't get a pen and a paper, do the math calculations and counterfeit it. It goes through so many different algorithms and equations that by the time it spits out, there's no way for a human to calculate that. And that's what makes cryptocurrency so safe. So that's all the blockchain is. It's a digital ledger, which allows us to, one, see how much money is being sent, and then does an automatic verification of that money.
And so, in your opinion, what options do you see for people who may not see Bit or cryptocurrency in particular as the way, because Bitcoin is at 46,000, right? What do you see when the central banks convert to digital currency and its own currency? What other options may these people have to say, you know what, you all are believers, I'm not a believer, but doing what many is referring to is the Great Depression 2.0, reference of the 1930. What are their options? 330 million unemployed. Would you suggest, like Uncle G suggests, that many look for jobs, even with 330 million jobs gone, 60% of jobs not coming back, right? We're moving to artificial intelligence, right, and technology era, which many people will have to get the training for these jobs. So what do you do if you're still stuck in the old mindset that, hey, I can just go get an LLC, I can build my own business, I can go, independent contractor, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have to grow my money at these rates that I'm seeing you all, because I believe this is going to be a crash. This is one thing that Uncle G did reference to. He feel like this is going to be another crash like 2017. What options do you think that these people will have?
I think they should go get a job. Now, honestly, like, I'm not even being funny.
If they can find them after.
Yeah, like, if you can find a job and you don't believe in this, we need people. We need good workers. Honestly, we really do. Like, we need good workers. I think that they should go get a job. Now, if they're willing to change their mindset, then I think, they should look at this different. But the thing is like, you can't really convince somebody who's stuck in their ways. Like in the Matrix, they say, there's a line in the Matrix that says, we typically don't free people's mind past a certain age, right? Because it's dangerous, right? So, yeah, I think that they should get a job. But here's the thing. You got to stop listening. People got to stop listening to the news, okay? This is going to crash like the. No. Bitcoin didn't crash, okay? Bitcoin went through a cycle. Just like real estate goes through a real estate cycle. We don't say, we say the housing market crashed, okay? But people who know about cycles say, no, it was just a cycle. This has been happening for many, many years, right? Crypto is the same way. It goes through a cycle. And it's actually more predictable than the real estate cycle, right? We know that once there's a halving coming, we know that the minor rewards are going to get cut, and we know that the supply is going to get cut, and that's what's going to make the price of crypto go up. So it's a predictable cycle, right? Like, I've been planning for this for 8 months. I already knew this was coming. That's why I'm in position, right? But again, if you weren't educated, you just all of a sudden see Bitcoin pop on the scene and think it's like the tooth fairy just showed up and like it's this magical thing. No. People have known these cycles. We know this comes every 4 years, and we know that possibly we might be in a super cycle right now. So it might go down. Might go even longer. And so that's my thing is like, listen, I don't shame anybody for not coming around. But I will say eventually you will come around. Right. You will. Like when Bitcoin is $1 million a coin, are you still going to be talking about, well, yeah, I don't know, this thing might be da-da-da-da. No. You have to understand bubbles. Bitcoin started out less than a penny. And it's at close to $40,000 again. How is that like it doesn't take a lot of intelligence to look at that and be like, well, why was it a penny, but now it's 40 cents? Like, again, so if you're stuck in your ways, you won't see that. But if you're willing to be adjustable and adaptable and you're willing to do that, then that's how you would understand. So that's on blockchain. And then what was the other question?
That's it. What are their options? Listen, it's good to have farmland, right? It's good to have food to eat, but you're going to have protective measures to protect that, right? You have farmland and other people have a scarcity of food. Where are you going to have the finances, the money? Where will you grow your money to put protective measures? Right now in the South, where I'm from, it's hard to even get ammo. It's hard to get weaponry, right? So all of these people with these, and then you have to have equipment for farmland, right? You have to have. Go ahead, Brandon.
Let me say this one other thing on farmland. So I'm glad we're talking about that.
All right.
I guarantee you right now, whoever's talking about farmland or whoever owns farmland, let's look at Decentraland's profits in the last month. We could pull it up right now.
Right.
Look at how much, if we go to CoinMarketCap, you can pull up Decentraland, which is a virtual real estate that you can buy. So you can actually buy virtual property right now. That virtual property has appreciated more than your farmland in the last month or two. It's gone up from like 8 cents. I think it might be at like 25 cents right now, or like 23 cents right now. Your farmland's not depreciating like that, right? So if you go to search, type in Mana or Decentraland.
Okay.
Okay, right there. Okay. It's 28 cents right now. Okay, like, and then scroll down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. I didn't know the price was so. I guess inexpensive is the word.
Right. Now, check it out.
Yes.
Now, people don't even know. 99% of people don't know what this even is. Did you know right now you can buy virtual land? Just like people are like buying virtual real estate, and in this virtual world called Decentraland, the currency is called Mana. Okay, right. And if you look at the price of Mana, it's 28 cents. About a month ago, it was like 6 or 8 cents.
Wow.
So basically, for like I mean, profit on that is absolutely crazy. Now, what people are doing with Mana is they're building virtual homes and they're selling it to the marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
And then that virtual home is just like regular real estate, right? It goes up in price based on two values. So the value of Mana and the value of the actual NFT asset itself.
Wow.
Like
Amazing.
this stuff is crazy. Like,
Right.
and so like that's the thing. Like I did a video on this probably about like a month ago where I took people inside the Decentraland and I was showing them all the people who were building houses, all the corporations that bought buildings, and people are like working out of there, and it's this whole virtual world of things that you can buy. And now those people who own those homes have seen a massive appreciation in just the last month.
That's amazing. That is amazing. So I'm just gonna share a little bit more clip of his video, and we're gonna log off. And I really thank you and Depot. Because maybe it's different for me, but whenever I go live stream, I extend a lot of energy, right? I extend a lot of energy, and it takes a lot from me. So I am so glad to have guests up on the panel. Again, we on YouTube is showing 349 people live. So you all make sure you hit that thumbs up. I thank you all so much for being on the platform because it does take a lot of energy, and I still do credit repair, right? I had a whole day of doing credit repair today, and so we're just going to watch this last little clip. Excuse me, I have something flying around, and I'll let you respond and log off, right? Because I know what you do in our group and that your time is valuable. I think I'm going to try to skip to this part.
Debt. But I have no personal debt whatsoever. Everything I have I own free and clear. So why am I going to listen to someone because they're doing something hip? It's now. It's with it. I've had.
Hold on, let me scroll it back. I think it was like at this mark.
It's on anything. And to me, from my position where I'm at, it's not a good investment for me. Once again, if you're enjoying, because like I've seen all these people who talk about cryptocurrency, and once I start to ask certain questions, do you have a car note? Do you have credit card payments? And a lot of the people who are investing in crypto have all this debt. They don't even have the fundamental understanding of personal money management. So I'm not going to listen to someone who has a car note, who has credit card payments, who has student loan payments, when I have no personal debt whatsoever. I got a little bit of corporate debt, but I have no personal debt whatsoever. Everything I have I own free and clear. So why am I going to listen to someone because they're doing something hip? It's now. It's with it. I've had people like, well, you old folks don't understand cryptocurrency. Well, this old person understands money. This old person understands how to make money. And this person understands how to manage money. And if you're investing in cryptocurrency and you've got debt, you don't understand money.
All right. So he said if you're investing in cryptocurrency and you have debt, you do not understand money. Another thing that he stated was, and I'm not going to play it for time's sake, but is that he has no debt on $200,000 vehicles that he has under his garage. He has two $200,000 vehicles on his garage, and he keeps his stash of cash in the banks.
So let me talk about that first of all. For him to say he doesn't, so he need to talk to some. And again, I don't know his financial situation, but so let's just talk to this. First of all, why would you have $200,000 cars? What? A car is a depreciating asset. So is he saying he paid off the cars for $200,000?
I think they're like Lambos. He had those type of vehicles, not high luxury end vehicles.
Right, but why would you? So if you're the money conscious guy, you know about debt, you know that a Lambo depreciates the minute you drive it off the lot. So why would you tie up your cash flow? Put 200,000. So you just lost money.
Mm-hmm.
You go to try to sell that Lambo, you're not getting the $200,000 that you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Money guy, right? That's
Right.
the first. Second thing is, rich people know that debt is a tax write-off.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so this is the thing he's not telling you, right? That's how you write off things. You write off depreciation is a form of debt. Now, I'm not talking about debt. Like,
Someone says Porsche. Someone says Porsche. Excuse me, Brandon.
I don't care.
That they were paid off though. The Porsche is paid off. So.
I don't care if it was a Toyota Camry, right? If you put money into a car, it is a depreciating asset the minute you drive it off the lot. The minute you get in the car, the car is depreciating. So how are you coaching people on money, but you spent $200,000 in cash flow that you could have invested in crypto or something else that could have made you a return and still have the Lambo? Now, let me tell you how you can get the Lambo for free. That's what I should be telling you. That's how I get my Lambo. Okay. And I'm speaking from a person, I could go buy a Lambo cash right now if I want to.
You sure could.
No questions asked. Nothing. But why would I do that? Right? Why would I do that? So let's go ahead and look at the facts here. Okay. So that's fact number one. I would have listened to anybody who is telling you about money that spent $200,000 on a car. Like, that doesn't make sense. Okay. So yeah, his concept about money, I think, again, it's that old school mentality mixed with the new school flair, right? I remember the old school mentality, like, yeah, pay your house off, pay your cars off, just live in your means and do all. Okay, I get that, but my dude is buying luxury cars, and yeah, that to me, that part doesn't make sense. So that part caught my attention. But sorry, what was the other question you were asking me about what he was saying?
Just about people being in debt. Like, if he's saying if you have a student loan, if you have credit card debt, right? If you still have a car note, a vehicle note,
yes.
Why should you invest in cryptocurrency?
Okay, that's a good question. So the issue is, you know why people get into debt? Because they don't have cash flow.
Exactly.
It's not a debt problem. He's equating your debt with what we're telling you as a way that can produce income. So how do you get out of debt? You got to make money.
You got to make money.
Right? So why would you tell people, well, don't make cash flow? Because then you're going into more debt. So what he's trying to do is use this psychology of like, well, if you invest in the crypto, you're going into debt. Which, how is that true? You can look at the numbers and see if you bought crypto 2 months ago, you're in a profit.
Right.
If you bought Bitcoin last week, if you bought Bitcoin 3 days ago, you're in a profit. So how does that equate to, well, if you buy crypto, you're going into debt and you're already in debt? That doesn't make sense. Nothing of what he's saying makes sense. Bitcoin has gone from 20,000 to 40,000. How is that debt?
Right.
Show me one. If I had a conversation with him, this is what I would ask him. Show me one person who's held crypto this year who's in debt because of crypto.
And what you said about cash flow, this came up on my Facebook memory, and I was happy. This was February 11th, 2020, right? My crypto investment, I was happy. $1,711.78, and I was even deeming myself then as queen of crypto, right? But that, Brandon, let me tell you, since I've met you, learned more about crypto, got into the mastermind, I have used 6 figures today. And that's just where I am, and starting in 2020. Now you have testimonies way beyond that, right? But for me, from 1 year transitioning from $1,000, right, to now 6 figures, that's just a testimony of what cryptocurrency can do.
That's big.
That's real big.
That's big. Like, people don't understand that. Like, and you got to do that from home. Like, you didn't have to go clock in. You didn't have to go do this. Do people do all that? Do all this? It's, you know what I mean? And so, I just think it's a disservice for people who are telling people, man, don't get involved with this, but backing it up with no data, backing it up with no numbers, backing it up with, and the thing is, he said that he wouldn't listen to a person who was in debt buying crypto and this and that. Well, you shouldn't listen to a person that doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency, because it's the same rules apply, right? And so, yeah, I just think that, I mean, and I keep glancing over at my wallet right now. I wish I could show you guys, but man, like,
I know, Brandon. I know.
man, I'm telling you guys, like, crypto is life changing.
If they saw your wallet,
And that's my small wallet. That's not even my real wallet. That's just my little walking around wallet. But I'm telling you guys, because I know you guys hear from a lot of people about this stuff and but they necessarily don't have I have the results. I have the like tangible things that I can show you guys, and I would just say that this is the biggest opportunity of our lifetime.
Exactly.
It is life changing. Like my life, like I was already a 7-figure earner in like regular business. This is like, this doesn't even compare. Like, this is some whole other like stuff. So yeah, man, hopefully we can wake some people up and they're not listening to all these shenanigans that people are talking about, and they get educated.
Exactly. I totally agree. And I do appreciate you, because if they really saw your wallet, right, they will understand you don't even have to take your time to try to educate them, and even indulge yourself on my live stream, right? And so if they really knew that you were already a multimillionaire in cryptocurrency, then they would get it. I know, I've seen the results, right? We're in a private group, and I know your returns and others that follow you as well, right? The only reason I'm not others' returns because I didn't start earlier. I was like most people are, maybe 98% of the population, who just thought that Bitcoin was an inflated stock or a pump and dump scheme. And then when I got divorced, right, I got into the credit world, started helping people with credit. But then once I saw how fintech companies were about to, and DeFi financing were about to reshape and reform even the FICO, right? And how FICO 10 is really not just to do a re-algorithms, but it's going to include these. And a lot of the commercial banks where you get your lending from will be obsolete, probably, in 2023. This is what made me dive into cryptocurrency. And I'm so glad that I did. The best decision that I ever made. Now I do credit if I want to, not for the cash flow. Not for the cash flow.
Same here.
Right, we have 508 people live. Wow, thanks YouTube.
Yeah. No, it's one of those things that. So I know you guys. Oh, I think they were asking about DeFi too. Because if people if people understood DeFi, they could. That to me, that's where the real money's at. Like,
right.
So.
I hear on YouTube took 10K off his credit card to buy crypto. Now he's in 6 figures, right? Brandon, we have questions about the private group. I'll let you answer that. How do you join a private group? More information?
I don't really have because I'm not really doing it to make. I don't really like promote it that much. It's kind of like, if it makes sense for the person, kind of like a case by case basis. But I do have a crypto course. That's like the private group's more for people who are already like know what to do, right? Like if you notice in the private group, people aren't really being like, yeah. So how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you do this? It's more of like, like it's kind of more advanced. But I do have a course that we sell. But yeah, so it's kind of one of those things. I'm just not like outwardly promoting it right now.
Okay. And for newbies and beginners, A lot of people that's asking, I had the cash on crypto report for like $35. They haven't even read that report because Cardano was in it, and and I have people that purchased the ebook, and they was asking me how can I purchase Cardano, and I'm like, it's in the ebook. All of that is in the ebook. And sometimes people, when they don't take advantage of the knowledge right in front of them, they're definitely not ready for the advance, right? And so I had that in my ebook, and people were asking how to people you. It's only 30 pages, right? And the reason why I made it an ebook is so they can just click on the links and know directly what altcoins that was recommended on there, and it was really for the newbies and beginners. So if you want to start there, you can. If Brandon does have new openings, we will go live and let you all know about that. But when I tell you he's the king of crypto, he's a multimillionaire, and he is too much of, I say, I deem as my mentor to just take me to the next level of cryptocurrency, because I want to feel just as confident in cryptocurrency as I do in the credit world, right? And he's there, and he's loyal. He's a great leader, right? He pushes the team, and if just stay tagged and tuned. I will, before he leaves the country or wherever he may be going, as long as I have his time at the disposal to help you all and teach you all, then I will have him on my live stream as much as possible, right? So thank you so much, Brandon. I'm going to sign off here. I know your time is valuable. If you have any closing remarks, you can make them. And we're just going to end this live stream. Even with 422 people on, thank you all so much. And make sure that you all follow him on Facebook as well. So
Yeah, no, I just recommend you guys go get cashoncrypto.com. Get that, check it out, check out those resources. Stay plugged into this live, get educated. And, you know, crypto is a very, how do I say this? Not private world or private, like, but it's like you got to know people. It's like you got to kind of know people, right? And because the information that we have is so valuable, and we put a lot of time into like learning this stuff and really kind of like figuring this stuff out. And so, yeah, you got to just start small, start with the basics, and then as you become more aware, you see the value, then you definitely will find your way into like these masterminds or these courses and things like that. And maybe we do set up something again, because I do have a course that goes like into cryptocurrencies and into all these kind of things and showing how I find my picks and stuff like that. But maybe we set something up like that in the future, and yeah, we could do something like that.
yeah, that's fine. Look, and thank you again. So if you want to, because what people don't understand is the time that it takes and the research and the foresight and the energy that it does take even to do these live streams, right?
Mm-hmm.
But as the Bible says, iron sharpens iron,
Mm-hmm.
and you definitely give me strength, right? Sometimes I'm too fatigued to even want to go live. So I thank you so much.
No, I thank
Yeah,
you as well.
and much love to you and your family. And thank you so much, Brandon, for hopping on.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you, King. Okay, you all. So we're going to log off. Thank you so much, Latoya C, for the $9.99 super chat. Right. I hope that you have the ebook, right? So you have the ebook. Cardano was definitely on that ebook. I think someone asked earlier, where can she that in New York that she cannot get some exchanges in the city of New York. Um, there are many exchanges that New Yorkers can get. It all depends on what crypto, currency that you're trying to purchase. So if you're in New York, I would suggest that you invest $35 in the ebook, right? Because you may not be able to get Binance, then that's the cash on crypto. You may not be able to get the Binance book, but you can definitely, that's the cover page for it. A lot of people, they look for the big thing. How can I get in the group? Well, I can tell you they might not be, within the budget. I put thousands to get in the group, right? And so for $35, if especially right, if it's 30 pages, and not only does it gives you the current cryptocurrencies, right, but it gives you the breakdown of where we are headed, right? Why digital, why now, right? And for those who may be coming in, also the silver stacking report. I also discussed silver. Silver, I think, was much sold out. I know last week, and then some more limited supply of silver came in, right? Silver again. Oh my God, I have to show you this. I have to show you this. This is so beautiful to me, right? So let me stop. I just went to share this screen. This was $1 billion. I don't know if you all understand. This was $1 billion broadcast. And God, right? Yeshua, Yahweh, I think he brought all the pieces together with Depot coming in, giving his expertise, and then Brandon hopping on, because Brandon, this was impromptu, people. This was impromptu. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. 1 ounce gold proof roaring lion. But look, due to unprecedented demand, we are currently experiencing shipping delays until payment clears. So the last I checked, silver was pretty much sold out. They may have some in stock. I think they tried to restock. Be careful of MLMs and network marketing companies coming in trying to get you to, saying you can get silver through them. People, you can get silver from online, directly from these dealers, right, without having to go through an MLM. And that will be the least expensive route to take. So that's the Cash on Crypto. Has more than one platform. Oh my God. Thank you, Ari. I think this is the biggest. I think that people, this is the biggest um donation I've received since I've live streamed. So I'm definitely going to bless Depot and Brandon as well. I'm going to get their cash apps. I believe that currency should be circulation, right? Thank you so much. This is a breakthrough for the channel, because I promise you all, you need to rewatch this video at least 2 or 3 times. They broke down blockchain, right? I shared some things about central banks and digital currency. I shared some things about debt. We're shifting from debt-based money to debt-free money. You need to catch those things. I think this is the largest donation, right, that I've received since I've been live streaming, and it's exactly. Let me just take a screenshot, right? Because this is monumental for me. Thank you so much. I always pray for everyone that gave the super chats, right? A special blessing over you all, and my blessing that I pray over those who give the super chats is Deuteronomy 1:11. Deuteronomy 1:11. So I'm going to share that with you all before we log off. But thank you so much. And I'm so glad that you all are going to be crypto, either thousandaires, right? Thousandaires or millionaires. Thousandaires or millionaires. So this is always the prayer or confessions that I pray over you all that give every time you give to the channel, every time my Patreons, everybody, that I want you all to be blessed 1,000 times more, right? We're looking for thousandaires, millionaires, and even Bitcoin billionaires. I believe that. I pray over that. And I believe that God answers my prayers. So the prayer is, may the Lord, the God of your ancestors, increase you 1,000 times more, right? You know, in the Bible, there's a 30-fold return, 60-fold, 100-fold. We're asking, or I'm praying, we're believing and touching that you're going to be increased 1,000 times more. And people, you can do that in cryptocurrency. You can do that in cryptocurrency. As Brandon said, this takes away all of the roadblocks that have been set against us, right? I have this book in the background, Bitcoin and Black America, right? I read this book, I did my research, even this book. And when you talk about tax shelters, as Uncle G stated that, about having tax strategies and plan for your capital gains people. I also read Robert Kiyosaki book on fate, right? The Death of the Dollar. So I got so many books. It's just how the economy grows and how it crashes, and why Peter Schiff, a great book. And I have another one on the new economy, right? But once you understand where we're going, the roadmap to get there is not hard. So Ari, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because it does take a lot of energy and extension. And then you have people that comes on the live stream that's against and for, and all the people that are already, right, give the positive comments, give the support and the vision. Appreciate you, right? Oh my God, look at this announcement. Mighty Minority. You are watching this live in a replay, right? I am up 5,000 in just a week, people. Just a week. Just a week. I'm telling you, it can happen. You have to position yourself for prosperity. So, like Brandon said, get the book, start there, start with the basic fundamentals. But I'm telling you, we are going to have a prosperity party, right? We're going to call it that. A prosperity party. People, this was just on yesterday. I posted this on my Facebook, for example. A prosperity party. We're going to have a prosperity party. While other people may be having poverty pity parties, we're going to have prosperity parties. This was 60% return for me on yesterday, just on one of my picks. One of my picks, 60% return. People, where can you get that now? And I'm making a prediction, right? 60% return. I'm making a prediction, people, that by April, we're going to see about a 40% stock market crash. Stock market crash, right? Stock market crash. So again, thank you all. Thank you, Mighty Minority. Make sure you all are subscribed, right? Thank you. You have that bell notification. So when you see the live stream, tell your friends, family, loved ones, and the television. I gotta log off. See you later. We gotta see what the Queen of Crypto has in store for us. Because again, either you're going to be a part of the poverty movement or the prosperity movement. Congratulations to you. And look at Mighty Minority said it was Doge. Doge. Wow. Congratulations on Doge. I got 15,000 up on Doge on the weekend, but I will be honest with you. I did sell some of my Doge. I didn't sell it. I converted it into Cardano. I converted some of it into Cardano and some of it into ZIL, right? Crypto, ZIL. So congratulations on Doge. Now, if Doge takes another dip at maybe 5 cents, I'm going to get back in. So again, right? Again, where can you buy AGI? I've heard Qcoin, as I'm low on my water. Qcoin, but I'm actually still trying to get into AGI right now. I just haven't had time. I have so many exchanges that I invest in. So again, people, if you have already invested in the Cash on Crypto report, go through those pages. It's an ebook. I made it an ebook so you can simply click on the links that will take you directly to where you need to buy, because you can't invest or buy in all cryptocurrencies on the same platforms, right? So it's different platforms for different currency. For example, you buy Doge somewhere else, you buy Cardano somewhere else. It's not on Coinbase, right? And there are some things that you can buy on Coinbase, and some things that you can buy on Binance, right? So, minority, congratulations to you, Cash on Crypto. Thank you all, and thank for everyone that's a Patreon, that gave a super chat, or just participated and gave a thumbs up in the positive comments, as well as the opposing comments, right? That can help us elaborate and see things from a different perspective. Here's to your health and your wealth, your peace and your prosperity, your credit, crypto, and cash flow. Love you all. Queen of Credit out.